Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope's ultimatum from Brooke: leave Logan or be expelled from the family like Katie? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan Forrester will eventually have to confront Hope Logan Spencer after her most recent altercation with Katie Logan Spencer and her healing retreat. That can lead to a strong demand and a challenging decision for Hope. Fans will remember Brooke's anger and hurt following Hope's unexpected Logan debut. Brooke had no idea that Hope would take the stage and share the inspiration behind Deke Sharp's creations. When Brooke approached Hope in the aftermath, things were very tense. Hope's breakdown revealed how difficult it was to have Brooke lash out since she was so upset that she had a panic attack and passed out. Brooke went away for a while, but when she returned, she and Katie got into another intense argument. Could Hope be the next? Brooke even went so far as to expel Katie from the family. Soon enough, we could see Brooke coming back to Hope with a firm ultimatum. Brooke may maintain that, at least in her opinion, she cannot watch Hope continue to be a traitor. Maybe Brooke will enforce the law and threaten to cut Hope off from the family, just like Katie, if she doesn't leave Logan. Hope might quickly lose all hope that Brooke would calm down and accept her work decision. Hope would try to object, but Brooke might insist that this is the way things must be. Perhaps Brooke will clarify that the only way to mend their mother-daughter bond is for Logan to resign. Hope might be concerned that she will never be able to make amends with her mother if she continues to be dedicated to a future at Katie's design firm. Given that Donna is siding with Brooke over Katie, Hope might worry that she will also lose her friendship with Donna Logan Forrester. Keep an eye out for any unsettling news since this is a massive issue that could grow even bigger. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope might have to make yet another significant choice, so pay attention. To crown his next Forrester princess, RJ is eager. For RJ Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful, everything is coming together. Bridges' prodigal son has made it his personal goal to win over his fictitious cousin Elector Forrester ever since he moved back to Los Angeles. Additionally, Will Spencer Jr. is making things simple for him. Here's what Bold and Beautiful will be doing next, read on for all the specifics. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Will Spencer Jr. fell for RJ Forrester's obvious bait of Elector's boyfriend. RJ watched helplessly as Will destroyed his own prospects of getting back together with Elector Forrester. Spoilers indicate that the final straw was sucker-punching the Forrester patriarch. There is no turning back from Eric Forrester's near-geriatric state. There is nothing Will Spencer Jr. can say to make Elector change her mind. She is officially done with him. It's RJ Forrester's moment to shine now. RJ will undoubtedly go over and beyond to win his new princess over, and the Forrester prince won't waste any time courting the recently single Electra. The Forresters will likely put together some kind of collaboration for the young couple because they are keen to promote their new it couple. Similar to Brooke's bedroom, but with jewels. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful hint that Electra will soon learn that Will Spencer had an affair with Dylan. Once she finds out Will slept with her freemie, it will just push Electra closer to her cousin RJ. Dylan is going for it. War with Electra ignites. Melissa Dylan might adopt a variety of pen identities if she were a writer on The Bold and the Beautiful, according to spoilers. Initially referred to as Miss Dylan, she then disclosed that her true first name was Melissa. Nancy was her first name, as she most recently revealed to Wyatt Spencer. She did that in order to keep Will Spencer safe, which is why the characters most frequently refer to her as Dylan. Wyatt poses no threat. However, Will won't mind if he uses the Nancy name when it's probably repeated at work or among the Spencer clan. Naturally, Wyatt will soon find out the truth because Dylan appears to be Will's next love interest. Morrow's character is just as deranged as his purposefully long hair. Makeup artists deserve praise for giving the California punk look their best. Eric Forrester was correct to call Will a punk. He has acted in this manner in recent weeks, hitting RJ Forrester twice. Will struck Eric in the face with a strong right cross during the second physical altercation with RJ at Bikini Bar. His ego was speared, and the area around his left eye socket was severely injured. When Dylan first met Will, he fell in love. She seemed to calculate that he wouldn't stay with her, even though she knew he was committed to Electra Forrester at the moment. Electra was too delicate and gentle. Dylan believed that she was more of the kind of woman Will needed and would eventually come to desire. Dylan sat patiently, ready to strike. Bullock was able to follow Will's spiraling decline because her character was interwoven into multiple sequences. He is now accepting that the first love of his life is unreachable after Electra used the word never. However, Dylan has offered herself. Since she is aware that he is not yet ready, she hasn't pressed for a commitment. However, she has made sure he is aware that Dylan is there when he is. There are numerous answers to the question above. Dylan hasn't, however, shown loyalty in response to that friendship. She had her eye on Will and was prepared to support him as soon as he found out that Electra was no longer interested in him. Melissa is urging Will to move on in accordance with Wyatt's suggestion, which implies that he should do so with her. In the meantime, Electra is appreciative of the opportunity to work as her assistant at Forrester Creations. With yet another employee getting kicked off the yacht, that role appears to be quite short-lived. Will's life will get even more complicated as a result of that storyline point, which will start a conflict between Electra and Dylan. Dylan boasts, Will confronts reality, and Finn makes a risky promise. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finnegan will try to allay Steffi Forrester Finnegan's mounting anxieties over Sheila Carter Sharp by making a sincere pledge. Finn will reassure his wife Steffi that she will always be his first concern. Steffi might still wonder if Finn's sympathy for Sheila could lead to fresh marital issues in spite of his comforting remarks. Finn's pledge may soon be put to the ultimate test as Sheila persists in her demands for approval. Melissa Dylan is speaking out about her most recent triumph in other contexts. According to spoilers, Dylan is not afraid to celebrate her victory after spending the night with Will Spencer. If word gets out to her closest friend Electra Forrester or anybody else involved in Will's romantic life, her confidence can cause more turmoil. Dylan's boasting could start a new round of relationship turmoil because emotions are already running high. In the meantime, Wyatt Spencer had an open discussion about his recent choices with his brother Will. Wyatt, worried that Will is going in the wrong direction, gives some direct counsel and advises Will to consider his options carefully before committing another error. It remains to be seen if Will follows that advice, especially since his emotions are still unstable. Steffi understands that she is no longer in charge of Hope. Hope had a peaceful day at work. It was silent until Steffi entered. Steffi wanted Hope to acknowledge the wrongness of what she had done. Despite the Forresters' insistence that Katie was to blame, she accused Hope of initiating the Forrester-Spencer conflict. Hope reminded Steffi of the long-standing animosity between their families. Liam's mutual interest in these two women has led to an ongoing conflict between them. Steffi contended that Hope wasn't the target of her attack. All she was unhappy about was Hope's departure from Forrester Creations. She was upset that Hope had failed to notify her. Hope tricked everyone, according to Steffi. Why Steffi had come to Logan to chastise her was beyond Hope's comprehension. It was liberating to no longer have to report to Steffi Forrester. Hope departed Forrester Creations in part because of this. Hope was thinking with her ego, according to Steffi. Steffi was reminded by Hope that she was free to depart. Steffi probably questioned whether she was appreciated because she thought Hope had been sticking it to her all along. She had the impression that Hope had been preparing this all along. Hope was reminded by Steffi that she already had a budget and a line to do as she pleased. Hope contended that her statement was meaningless. For months, she was ignored. Hope realized in her heart that she could no longer rely on Steffi. The Spencers used Steffi's argument that Hope wanted things her way. She thought Hope was also exploited by the Spencers. However, Hope pointed out that Steffi never stood up for her. Hope insisted that she has made her own decisions. Hope was asked by Steffi if she was now proud of herself. Hope claimed that even though Steffi might call her anything in the book, she is precisely where she wanted to be, free from Steffi's authority. Steffi recognized then that she had lost a decades-long battle with Hope. Will Steffi acknowledge defeat at last? Or will she come up with another strategy to attack Hope? Katie attempted to use grovel to get out of the issue, but Brooke shunned her during the show. When she chose to support the Spencers, Brooke reminded her that they were no longer family. Katie begged Donna to reason with her sister. However, Donna said that her marriage was almost destroyed by Katie's business secrets. Katie sobbed as she begged Eric to remember the pleasant moments he had spent working for Logan. He just got up, grabbed Donna's hand, and left the room. Eric's refusal to be honest clearly upset Katie. She chastised him for leaving the way he had the last time. After her son had just socked his father in the mouth, Ridge shouted at her for raising her voice. Will nearly sent his father back to the hospital, which infuriated him. Katie stood up for Will without justifying his actions. She wouldn't tolerate Ridge calling him derogatory names. Brooke and Donna likened Katie going out on her own to their father leaving them at the conclusion of the episode. It wasn't Brooke's rage for leaving her shadow that shocked Katie the most. It was learning that her sisters thought she had gone too far. Her support of Will was perceived by Brooke and Donna as a betrayal of the family. They set a bar that was unachievable for any other mother. In contrast to her own maternal obligation to defend her kid, Brooke and Donna wanted complete corporate and personal commitment to the Forresters. Although it is a mother's inclination to protect her kid, Brooke and Donna behaved as though Katie had betrayed them. They leveraged deep-seated trauma to demand total surrender by equating Katie's self-reliance and family defense with their father's desertion. Do you believe Katie went too far? Or do you believe that Donna and Brooke drew one that was inappropriate? Tell us what you think. Many admirers have been eagerly anticipating this moment. After what happened in the episode, Will and Dylan appear to be on their way to Couplesville. After Will assaulted Eric at Bikini Bar, Dylan went to the beach house to see how he was doing. Will was still in shock. Soon after, the topic of conversation shifted to Elektra and Will's worry that their love was irreversibly ended. Will was told to let go of Elektra and move on by an irate Dylan. Well, Will moved on quite quickly. He and Dylan were kissing and undressing before the end of the night. In just a few minutes, Will went from sobbing over Elektra to moving on with Dylan. On the one hand, following a relationship, a lot of people start dating again. Many characters, like Liam and Brooke, have moved on swiftly following a breakup. Will's decision to follow in their footsteps is therefore not shocking. But it's clear that Will still has feelings for Elektra. His primary concern throughout the show was Elektra, and he maintained a sliver of optimism that he wouldn't lose her. It might be disastrous for both parties if he moves on from Dylan so quickly. Will and Dylan have chemistry, and the program has been developing a romantic relationship between them. They have both acknowledged their desire to one another and supported one another in difficult times. It should have been a lovely moment when Will and Dylan eventually got together. Many people are now questioning whether Dylan is really a rebound. Dylan's decision to take a chance with Will was understandable. But it seems like everything's happening too quickly. Dylan wants to assist Will in moving on, but it ought to have happened gradually. Before beginning a new relationship, Will might have benefited from having a little more time to mourn his connection with Elektra. However, it has now become yet another issue in the youthful love triangle between